And we're back, everybody, after game 1 of Golden Guardians versus Cloud9 Academy for our halftime show. Cloud9 coming out swinging off the back of Copy's insane play. I got to start there before we hop into the halftime show. Credit where it's due, because Copy was absolutely smurfing that game.
That was one of the better individual outplays I've seen so far this split in the bot lane, because it wasn't just one. If you go back and watch that, I would challenge you to find a way Copy could have played that more optimally. It was really, really beautiful. He's yet to play Talia the split. Talia's now 14-2 in Academy. Win-loss. Woo, pretty good.
Well, we'll have a chance to look at it later, because we will definitely be covering some of the replays from that game. But before that, let's hop into our halftime show, game show, one that we like to call Yordl. Definitely not something I stole from Azelle, who stole from a popular app. Nope, this is an entirely original idea that I will take full credit for. We have a 6-letter word. Now, y'all have a couple of guesses to get towards a 6-letter word. Now, guess any word that you want that relates to that last game. Obviously, it's going to have something to do with either the gameplay, the players, whatever we just saw in that last game. And then if you have a letter that is the same as the final word, it will be yellow. And if it's in the correct spot, it will be green. And we can actually take a look at the graphic here so you can see exactly what a visual representation of this looks like. So, Ralph, I'm going to give it to you. Think of a 6-letter word that relates in some way to that last game. And give me your first one. Or it can be any word, I guess. You could just start with any 6-letter word.
If you want to
try and get some hints.
If you want to team effort this, I got a decent guess.
I was trying to count how many letters are in bodied.
That would work. But it's, that's 6.
No, but it's not an optimal word. Like, that's just for me.
I have one.
I mean, you have an O, I, and E in there. That's a lot of vowels.
It's just it's double D.
Cubby, you can go first. You can go first then, if Cubby's confident.
Mobile.
Okay.
Mobile.
You know, Wild Rift was mentioned way too much, given its mark. And Talia's mobile.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
Hey, and you have the same vowels as bodied. So
yeah, there has to be
congratulations.
M in it.
Okay, so there's an M and a B. The O is in the correct position. Rafa, I guess, do you two just want to tag team this? I don't actually know how this one works.
Yeah, we know.
Tag team it. Yeah, all right, whoever's got the next guess.
Yeah,
Wombo's 5 letters, because Wombo would kind of work.
Oh.
But that's 5. Like,
it would
combo? Combos?
I'm down for trying combos. Yeah.
I'm down. Okay, we can try combos.
Oh, no! Is it actually...
Is it Wombos?
Wombos?
I Wombo.
I don't know. I don't know. Do you think it's Wombos? Oh, no, please misspell it, Kelsey. Yes. No, put the A back. No, let's make this go a little longer. I wasn't prepared for this content. Yeah. No. Oh, you were so close.
Yay!
You were so close.
You're griefing our score. I wanted to know that we got it in 3 out of 6 guesses.
The Twitter picture doesn't look as good now because we were griefed. We need to share this on the Twitter account.
Oh my god.
I can't believe you got that so quickly. You were like, Wombo's 5, and I was just like, oh no. And then Joey, our producer, was like, I want to put you full box right now. Wow. So Wombos, that was the name of the game, right, from Golden Guardians side. They had this full Wombo combo team composition. That was what they meant to do, and they never really found a way to fully utilize it.
Well, that's what happens when you overcommit. Like, when your cooldowns are down, you have to be very careful about the skirmishes you take. I think that first Rift Herald, when their cooldowns were up, they took the right fight. It was a good start for Golden Guardians. I think the comp and the direction they had that game was fine, but they just overcommitted, overstayed, got punished, and yeah, once King gets ahead, he can shred that comp.
And of course, we had to give another shout out to Copy for outplaying a lot of the attempts that were made on to Cloud9 Academy. We actually have the replay there of Copy's play in the bottom half of the map, because we got to look at this again. Like, look at how far forward they are. They kill Concept, and then you're like, okay, they're going to trade at least one of their lives, surely, right, Rafa?
Yeah, I think I literally said in the call, it's like, okay, well, now Destiny and Copy are split here, so this is going to be tough for Copy to get out alive. But then the fact that Copy masked his seismic shove under the cannon barrage was so critical.
I don't think he could have played this better. I looking back, I really don't think there's a way that he could have played that better. That was so good from Copy.
And we don't need to watch, of course, Darshan get the solo kill at the end of the day there against the Victor. But Copy's individual performance, incredible to see. First game of Talia, is that actually confirmed, Cubby? You know, you said that earlier. Do you have that from the stat sheet?
It's on my sheet. That was his first game this split, not overall.
Wow.
But yeah, first game this split.
That is insane.
Keeping it fresh.
I love it. So, incredible performance from Copy. I think everybody in Cloud9 Academy definitely stepping up. But the next replay that I wanted to talk about and highlight was the moment where it almost felt like Golden Guardians were finding what their composition wanted to do. So, as we take a look at this one, this is where that wombo comes in from Yordl. And this was the singular fight that I was like, okay, maybe if they can get a bigger play here, actually kill a couple more members and not lose so many of their own, they can go for that Baron. So, I still like the Golden Guardians were attempting something like this.
I mean, even Prismal dying in the choke, he at least gets all of his abilities out and buys a lot of space. Ryomo was able to stay over the wall, pump out a lot of damage. Shaden overcommits. That's a mistake from him. Copy's forced to follow up. He goes down. It was good from Golden Guardians because they were able to split up members of C9, run King around all the terrain so he couldn't continuously put out DPS. I think it was a well-played fight around the wall, but you're 10k gold behind. It's pretty tough.
But just imagine if Array doesn't die there at the very end. Some little positioning, errors, some hiccups there from the side of Golden Guardians right at the tail end of the play. If they had kept one, maybe two members alive after that, they could have gone for a bigger push. But like you said, they were already behind in gold. So finding plays like that earlier on would have felt a lot better.
I think if you're Golden Guardians, you're just happy with whatever you get in that instance. If you're that far behind, you're just like, oh my god, we got 3 kills, right? King and Destiny, the fact that King had to blow both of his sums while it was clutch because he burned both of them so that he could trade a kill into Array. It was just the moment of like, dude, Golden Guardians are just happy you can get anything off of that play. And that signal for Cloud9, okay, no more throws. We're ending this game now.
So if we look critically at what happened in game number 1, I know that Golden Guardians are currently the 10th place team in Academy. They have been struggling a lot to pick up wins here. Cubby, I'm going to give this one to you because you've been following this team throughout the split so far. Maybe even using Team Liquid as a blueprint. I want you to start talking about what Golden Guardians' options are going into pick and ban for a game number 2, which unfortunately I won't be around for because I'm hearing that we're ready for a pick and ban of game number 2. So I'll let you pick that up as I pass it over to you and Rafa.
Options. All right. First off, I don't want to see Lucian go over to King of Destiny again. They played it all 3 games so far this week. King's been very good in the pick. I think a Golden Guardians maybe slowing down what that bot lane wants to do could be good for them moving forward. And honestly, I feel like Golden Guardians draft, it's fine, it's winnable. They just weren't able to execute upon it that game. And at least they had the right direction. Just weren't able to put it together.
Golden Guardians now taking to the red side after game 1. This means that they will ban the Seraphine. They were forced to pick it on the blue side, and now this opens them up for getting a different bot lane option for Array. Zeri also being hit in the bans. This opens up Senna, but I mean, if you're Cloud9, you just run it back for Lucian Nami. Oh, it's the Talia. Okay.
Talia. So what they can do now is they could take Lucian Nami on 2-3, or they can just pick 2 very strong AD solo laners if they'd like. Not having counterpick with any of those is tough. You would prevent the Talia flex, but it is an option that C9 has. So we will see what C9's next decision is as Senna Kench. It's been very big for Golden Guardians this split. And with Prismal, keep in mind, Prismal was a marksman. Prismal has very good mechanics himself. So there are options for the side of Golden Guardians that they do not want to play something like Senna Kench. And it looks like they're going to keep those options open for themselves as Acadian locks in one of his better champions historically in the Diana.
Unfortunately, one of those flexes for Prismal was the Yasuo, as both he and Ryomo could have played it. Also, the Wukong is something that Golden Guardians could have been flexed, and something that Prismal would have taken gladly alongside the Senna. The Nami being locked in means that the Lucian will follow, and so this Talia flex is now kept secret. Can still go to Shaden or Copy. I do want to talk about the Diana a little bit, because I've been seeing a lot of the Bruiser Diana build, actually, Cubby. I don't know. Yeah, Nashor's... Yeah, no, Nashor's into Frostfire or Sunfire Cape for Diana. Yeah. Not necessarily in competitive,
Where have you
but...
seen this? Yeah.
Korean solo queue.
Okay, I'm not that. That's the first time I've heard of it. We've seen like Bork Frostfire emerge on some junglers. I know people have been playing that on Viego a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but we will see what Acadian ends up doing. As historically, this is Acadian's one of his better champs. And I mean, people forget when Acadian subbed in for Dignitas in summer of last year, he was a top 5 MVP candidate. He really kept that team together, where Dardoch was the star of that team. Acadian stepping in later into the season was able to really keep the ship afloat, played very, very well in those games. So Acadian, again, I feel like he's played pretty well on a team that's just doing poorly in the standings this split, and we'll see if maybe some more comfort for him can be the solution for Golden Guardians.
Yeah, I think Diana has versatile builds this game, and so depending on what Golden Guardians decide to round out their composition with Concept and Ryoma, if they're lacking in magic damage, Acadian can just go full one-shot Diana, right? A full glass cannon. If Ryoma or Concept get enough magic damage that they can supply it, and they're lacking frontline, then the Bruiser build makes a lot more sense because you have powerful engage options, and if you have the health pool to sustain yourself in the engage, you can always reliably make it happen with a Moonfall.
Gangplank Fiora taken out, though. Another blind Gnar for Concept, so his second game of Gnar to both games this series. We did tease.
Do it.
C9. They can play Aurelia. Both Darshan and Copy play it. Copy, especially, is disgusting on this champion. They like pairing Talia with 80 solo laners. It's a historical counter in the Gnar. We haven't seen as much Aurelia on the durability patch, but they're thinking about it.
Come on, 2 seconds to go. And there it is! All right. And Aurelia is hitting the rift. As you said, Cubby, more than likely for Darshan, historical counterpick for against Gnar. What do Cloud9 need? Once again, they're technically lacking a front line at this point. That works.
Okay, so that'd be another Talia mid if they do end up taking the Udyr. Something that can outpace the Diana. Another new champion for Shaden. And that looks to be the call of this game.
Dude, this is... Cubby, you have failed me. I thought I was going to see a Shaden pop off, and we're getting like facilitator champs out of this guy. We're not getting carry 1v9 champs. It's like, what is... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be as harsh, but...
What if he pops off on the facilitator champs? He had a good poppy yesterday.
If he does that, Cubby, I will gift you... what do you want me to gift you?
Nothing. Well,
okay.
All I need is just you to admit it. That's all.
All right.
Ego.
So your love language is validation and words, then, Cubby.
It's
words
time,
of
but
affirmation.
we'll take validation. All right, moving on. We've got Akali taken for Ryoma, as that will be the answer to Copy's Talia. Important note: Akali can survive later in the Aurelia side lane, so there are side laning options now for the side of Golden Guardians. If they want to use Gnar to match the Talia. Didn't go great in the last game, but we'll see what happens in this time around. And Ryoma can match both Talia and Aurelia in the side as we move on.
I like that Ryoma is throwing down the gauntlet with this Akali, though.
I gotta say, though, Golden Guardians have minimal teamfight damage. It's very low. It needs to be a big combo off of Acadian, playing with like a Kench, Abyssal Voyage, or Abyssal Dive. They have to really wombo again in order to get these team fights to land. And Ryoma has to hit that mid-game spike really hard in this Akali. He's a damn good Akali player, but we'll see if he's up to the task.
When you're looking at the possible list of targets you can reliably assassinate, you have 3. So you're looking at Copy's Talia, you're looking at King's Lucian, and the Nami once again for Destiny. Shaden's going to be a little bit tankier on the Udyr side, and at some point Darshan will be a little bit more durable, but we'll see how these things play out as we head to the Rift for our last game of this series, not the last game overall, as Cloud9 and Golden Guardians will take to the Rift one last time today. Oh, Cubby,
boy.
Look.
Oh boy.
Throwing down the brawl. Prismal, there's 5 people there. You better run, boy. And no one needs to burn summoner spells, so I got hyped very fast. I thought there was going to be blood. I thought punches were going to be thrown.
You were ready.
I was so ready. It's been very slow today. I want chaos, Cubby.
I feel like if that happened and I was casting with Mad Magical, he would probably just rage quit the call. If like he'd just have all that prepped in the level 1 just for nothing to happen, he leaves. That's the Mad Magical move.
Just vibing again, Cubby. I already
no comment to that. Just move it on.
I already know that it's going to happen here. But for Cloud9, want to reiterate win conditions. Up beyond the Taliyah, he's trying to roam, mainly playing to both the side lanes. Both of them have a lot to gain in either snowballing an Aurelia against the Nard, which is already a favorite matchup for the Aurelia, or getting King's Lucian off the ground like it did in Game 1.
Curious to see both junglers pathing top, as I think that Shading can play towards both lanes. Obviously, Aurelia, a lane that if you get ahead, can be very useful. If not ahead, doesn't become nearly as useful. As we see Darshan, when nice lethal sample trade there. But Acadian matching it surprising me, because Diana loses to Udyr early. Udyr early, to be fair, most junglers do lose to Udyr early.
Yeah. Outside of Volibear, this Udyr kind of stat checks every other melee champion in the game. And so it just comes down to, can you outrange Udyr? Can you kite him out? That is the big strength. And Shaden, knowing that he's looking at mainly opponents like Array, who will have that range advantage, will be slightly difficult. But then, of course, you have Darshan, who can get that access to the backline later on.
He did go for Ghost with lethal tempo, so that's more focused on dueling and getting up in the face of enemy junglers. This phase rush more focused on being able to actually do something in the fights. As Ryoma does end up, unfortunately, missing that cannon. Going up against the pains of a new Taliyah, where if you move over those rocks, you do get the mini stun. It does not feel good.
The next patch, Taliyah is getting buffed again, dude.
Really?
That's yeah. She
Bro,
got
next patch be wildin'.
Yeah. Shaden clears out full clear right on time for the crab.
314, not bad.
Yeah. I think there's like a jungle clear video on the maximum time you can do it is 311. If I'm not mistaken. So good stuff, Shaden.
Resident amateur player, Colthrow, used to be rank 1 Udyr. Played it with AoE randoms. Good series if you missed that against Cincinnati Fear. He's got all the Udyr tech that we have faith for. As we did tease. Pathing towards top, getting Aurelia ahead. It's important. Shaden helping out Darshan early. Here we go.
How well can you use your flash concept? A teleport coming in, and Darshan will lead the charge here, flashing back over to concept, matching first blood for Cloud9's top laner.
Too easy. Very well played by the side of C9 as they made that one look textbook, Rafa. Shaden pumping out damage. Darshan making the rest happen. Concept did a nice job of trying to stall out. Did net the flash of Darshan in the end, but just too much too early in the game. And because TP was burned top for Ryoma, Concept will burn it mid, catch the wave that was being crashed into his turret. After they fix these, we will have a swap, but it is advantage C9 early.
Curious, Cubby, are Concept and Ryoma going to go back to normal lanes after this, or are they going to actually just chill in this new setup?
They should go back, but we will see. As I do want to pause, Acadian, I think, is just hovering to make sure that his bot lane can get the wave in.
Yep.
As Destiny King really fighting to make sure they have this freeze. Acadian doesn't want to show, though. It would give Shaden some info as he wants to return to that full clear. And Rafa, I believe you were right. This will be the Bruiser Diana. Double Ruby Crystal coming in.
Oh, yeah. So he's rushing the Bomby Cinder first, actually. So that's...
Oh.
Damn. Uh-oh. Darshan. Yeah, that's Ryoma's flash. Costly. Darshan, wow, this is so brutal for Golden Guardians. Darshan is this far ahead, and as many of our colleagues, including Smacks, would say, once you get the Vamp Scepter, you're already online. Darshan doesn't even need that. It's just a pickaxe difference.
Go damage, dude. He's looks to be rushing the Bork, as we will now see top and mid lane. Switch back as Ryoma burns top to save his top laner from being dove. Doesn't work out, and then there's this flash for it. That's a feels bad, man.
Yeah. Can you imagine the comms, Cubby? It's like,
no, it's better to happen in 5s than solo queue. If this happens in solo queue, it's big tilt.
Yeah. Are you cool laning into Aurelia for now? Yeah, I can do it. Flash burn. All right, I can't lane into it anymore. Uh-oh. And Concept is not in immediate danger, just has the hop to get away from Shaden. No ghost available. Okay, Ryoma looking for it. He still has perfect execution to get in range, but it doesn't look like enough damage to take out Copy.
I was about to say, because Shaden did burn the jump there from Concept, could stick around and see if he can get the revisit, but not the case. Instead, Shaden's going to reset. We'll see if C9 wants to make a play for the Dragon on this part of the Udyr clear, as the bot lane still has a lot of shove between the Lucian and Nami, and if they are able to shove in the next wave, could be the opening that C9 once needs to take the Dragon before Rift Herald spawns, so they can try and get both of the early neutral objectives.
Diana for Cadian already setting up the pieces to take out that first Dragon. Scuttle Crab gives them the vision. They're going to need a little bit more pressure, though, from the neighboring lanes in both Ryoma and Array Prismal. So far, it has been King and Destiny getting the push. Ryoma already almost going for an all-in onto Copy. Doesn't have perfect execution for the next minute. So it's going to be quite a while until Copy feels pressured again.
Dragon could be started by Shaden after he wraps up the Raptors, did at level 6. We will see what C9 wants to do, as we are 30 seconds away from the Rift Herald spawning. If I'm in the C9 camp, I'm trying to get Rift without rotating anyone, because my solo lanes have so much push, and my top laner is winning so hard, that I feel like if I, do try to... I just don't need to rotate up my bot lane. It feels like a waste. I can do it, without having to invest all those resources, and Shaden's going to go deny that Blast Cone, and should be looking to take that down.
Darshan stacking up that Ionian Fervor beautifully and has Concept in his sights. One more Blade Surge. Doesn't even need Shaden. I feel so bad for Shaden. He pops Ghost like, dude, I'm coming in. And Darshan's like, dude, did I? Who asked? I didn't need you.
Oh, man. Even flashing the recall. Again, winning the solo lanes so hard. This is just a free Rift Herald for the side of C9. As Shaden pulls it, we'll wait for Acadian to show top. Darshan gets a plate for himself. He can reset if he so chooses. That will be the play. If GG wants Rift Herald, they have to start it now.
Do it. Hey, Acadian's already on it. It's burning it down. Shaden can walk back into it. This is going to get dicey. Blue Orb spots out that Rift Herald is no longer in its initial position. So something's afoot here. Shaden, 1-3 right now. Concept has arrived back to the scene. Array is here as well, so it's a 4-on-2 for now. This should be over to Golden Guardians. Acadian secures it with the smite, and that's a small dub for the GG squad.
And well played by Golden Guardians. As C9, they recognized, hey, we burned an ult, burned half our health bar to get a solo kill. We don't need Rift Herald, as now Darshan, look at that inventory, Rafa.
Yeah, that's a Bork before 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Oof. That's actually my exact thoughts on Bork before 10. It's just sound effects.
A solid 1,000 gold lead over Concept right now.
A solid,
yeah. Oh man, who can you safely send into Darshan right now? You can never overextend in that long lane, otherwise Darshan will just run you down.
A power surge? I don't know. There's really nothing the Golden Guardians can do.
Quick, send someone to the Cloud9 compound. Knock out the
purple
power.
Lamborghini? I don't know.
Oh, no, we're not having.
Yeah, no, don't want to wish for that. We're fortunate to be in a position where we can make jokes about that. But yeah, no, don't want to wish anything about that. As C9, they
first
will have
dragon.
bot shove. Yeah, first dragon can still be theirs. I think the plan for Golden Guardians, they have to use this Herald. I would probably put it mid. It's really tough to take mid-tower against ranged champs with like high wave clear when you're playing a melee. So I think dropping double Herald mid to try and take that tower could be the option. I don't think they're in the position where they're looking for a power play in the side lanes. That has to be really the only option for Golden Guardians who need to do something with Rift, because they're down 2k gold already.
And it makes sense, too. You have to stifle the main win con for C9's mid laner Copy, where he wants to get out of lane. He doesn't want to just be locked against Ryoma for the entirety of this game. He wants to continue further snowballing Darshan into oblivion. He wants to help King and Destiny get out of this lane. If you double Herald mid lane, Copy now has to deal with a longer lane, and it's going to be even more difficult to get up into the face safely and clearing against something like an Akali. Right now, Copy has the advantage, but you can reverse that with Acadian.
Yeah, Copy hitting Ryoma with all the rocks he can. As still a pretty grim picture at the moment for Golden Guardians, as C9 has been dominant on the map early, thanks to the power of Darshan. Bright sides for GG. Sunfire Aegis completed for Acadian. It is Riftmaker being built for Ryoma. So I did talk about the lack of damage on the side of Golden Guardians. If they're able to make the fights go long, get a lot of Senecus off, maybe that can sustain them enough to have DPS to get through some of the C9 members. That could be the goal. I still worry for them when it comes to damage.
Yeah. I think the conversation now becomes about Golden Guardians trying to push this game long enough so that they can get to the point where they'll win out the sustained fights and be able to outlive the burst and the damage from Cloud9. Because if this is all squishies, you can always win a war of attrition in fights where you're durable enough and your damage from your base stats is enough that it matches the damage of Cloud9 squad, but they're squishy, so your base damage means a lot, whereas their burst damage doesn't actually do enough to take you through your durable stats. So
now,
kind of a gamble for GG.
And the issue with that is, I mean, they can always just side lane with Darshan, who is just out of control. Can't win the matchups because he's so far ahead at the moment against Akali and Gnar. As Darshan, oh
Dude,
boy.
he is just moving. Yeah. Good night, Concept.
Smart flash by Concept. If he does hit the blade, or I should say, the ult from Aurelia.
Oh my god, flash. Okay. I
thought about it.
Dude, he was getting ready to flash Q there, but I think Concept had hop cooldown up again, and Darshan was well aware of it. Does not want to burn it unnecessarily, but just keeping him there. Now it's a 2v2 in the mid lane. Moonfall only puts on the shade, and good flash from Copy, outplaying the damage burst. Ryoma still trying to find it with the perfect execution, still not enough. One more auto attack does it for Copy, and Shaded, don't tell me he survives. Acadian managing to 1v1 that one out, and it looks like a 1v1 on the other side of the map. I think Darshan actually pushed his limits trying to dive for Concept, and they equalize in the end.
You know what? He got the wave in and got it to push back to him, so it's actually a dub. As C9 getting a little feisty on the map. Now Prismal goes in.
And they know it's just the two of them down here. Tidal Wave already hits onto one. Array getting into Prismal's belly thanks to Devour, a huge shield, so it forces King and Destiny to back up. Array putting out damage, has the health advantage. They can push them back.
Good sidestep by King. If that W hits, I think C9's in trouble, but now TP's coming in. C9's first.
Double TP, quadra TP. Okay, Ryoma's going to join the party as well, and Darshan no longer can take this fight advantageously. Golden Guardians 4-3. They're pushing in this wave. Can they look to push for the entire turret?
Copy has Weaver's Wall if he wants to get feisty.
Oh, Darshan, once again, he's just so damn good on the Aurelia, stacking up the Ionian Fervor, forcing Prismal to retreat and flash. Copy already buying space, pushing Ryoma and Concept away, so Darshan can obliterate Prismal. And C9 denying the turret away from Golden Guardians, taking a kill in their own right.
And Copy just going to rotate over, make sure no camps can be taken. As C9 win out on the extended trade, the strength of Darshan Rafa, this side laner. Talked about the prowess, the ability for C9 to play out 3 lanes. It's something that Copy Darshan did so well with Malice in the last split, but it really feels like with Shaden, this team is different because with Malice, it was about playing out 3 lanes to be self-sufficient. With Shaden, it's about playing out 3 lanes with the help of a jungler, with someone that will get involved in the lanes, will put themselves a little bit further behind to make sure that they can make sure you are set up for success. And Darshan, he has been set up and has ran with that so well this game, taking over this one against Golden Guard.
It is so pleasantly jarring to see all this talk about Shaden being a 1v9 jungler, this like insane cracked hands gamer. And he's just playing Udyr. And he is facilitating the rest of the homies on Cloud9. He is making sure that everyone else is thriving. They're already pushing them to the brink. Huge moonfall from Acadian, but can the rest of Golden Guardians follow up with the damage? Concept is building up the Mega Form, but Darshan is an absolute beast in this fight right now. Just tearing, ripping apart Golden Guardians 1-by-1. A triple kill for Darshan.
7-1-1 at this point in the game. Darshan was given the resources early by his jungler, and Darshan has done nothing but run with that, as he is leading the league in gold differential at 15. Part of that's been his own play. Part of it's been the way that he's able to play with Shaden. And this game has just been a masterclass from the two of them, as it's a decent engage from Golden Guardians, but again, they don't have damage, especially upfront damage. Array gets one-tapped as there is no Devour left from Prismal, and from there it's just the Darshan show, as Golden Guardians cannot take down anyone except for Copy, and Darshan can run the fight from there.
All right, Cubby. It is a 6,000 gold lead. Is the game over?
I swear we're gonna have a competitive game for you sometime today. We had some good ones for you yesterday, but it feels like this is the fourth game we've had decided before 20.
Yep. Array's got nowhere to run. No Devour available from Prismal. It's not off the cooldown. Acadian trying to push the tempo right now. Moonfall has clipped Copy. That's one kill back over to Golden Guardians, but here comes Shaden. He's turned on the NOS. He's pumping in the movement speed. There's not enough damage from the side of Cloud9 because King is very low on health. He doesn't want to get into the fight, so it's just Shaden buying space.
I will say, I'm kind of a fan of this Diana build. It feels like you still do way too much damage, given the items that you have. As Acadian, that was a big ult, was able to get in the fight, stay involved, stay on top of people. If you keep on rotating out spells and autoing on Diana, she does a lot of damage, so...
Yeah, you see why Pyosik is running in a Korean solo queue right now, dude?
Oh, it's more Pyosik tech. Why is it always Pyosik that sets the tech? As Prismal's... That was a one-way trip. Everyone gets one.
Yeah.
As... Oh.
I think they're fine. Unfortunately, Acadian's a little sad because he doesn't get the blue buff. No, don't tell me he's dead. Don't tell him he's dead. He's got some fire. He's tanky, right? Dude, they are diving under the tower. They want his body so badly. The tidal wave does not get enough range, and a teleport is coming in for... Who is it going to be? Ryoma. Oh, he was half HP, but Darshan is very far forward, and it's a huge punish from Concept. Ryoma falling up forward. They end up trading back and forth for Copy, but Concept follows through and cleans up. Golden Guardians finding some stragglers.
Okay, if we straight up walk through a turret and then walk back through a turret, that's how GG can come back in this game. I've answered the question, Rob.
Hell yeah.
It's not over. Darshan gets slowed. Nice boomerang from Concept. Guarantees that Darshan's going to go down, and Concept really struggled this game on the Gnar. Was focused down early. Good shutdown, though, and ult coming out from him as Golden Guardian's able to find something.
Once again, Cloud9 getting, having a little too much fun, it seems.
Still straightening out.
The recklessness gives Golden Guardians another window to punish. It's still a 4,000 gold lead for Cloud9. It is still a monstrous Aurelia that Darshan has surpassed in the past 19 minutes of this game. But theoretically, if Cloud9 continue just tanking turret shots for 10 million years, then yeah, maybe Golden Guardians have a shot.
I also said I was a little bit worried about the damage coming out from Golden Guardians. Talked a lot about builds being swapped up throughout this series. Array going for the Kraken Slayer. So a little bit higher DPS build compared to the Eclipse we see oftentimes from the Senna. Trying to help out. As see if that ends up making a difference. Still going to be a tough game. It's gold deficit has been cut to 5k in objective bounties. We have determined, Rafa, would you like to announce our phrase for objective bounties that we diagnosed?
Pity prizes.
Yeah, pity prizes. They're on the table.
Well, Ryoma is looking for... Whoa. That wasn't a pity prize at all. That was hard-earned cash and a 1v2 kill. Being able to trade 1-for-1 in that cluster. I mean, now props to Ryoma for finding that one.
Pity prize is off the table for Golden Guardians. They're playing so well. As Ryoma, that was a big find from him. And now Katie, he's going to catch out Destiny here.
Oh, yeah, he's all alone, and the Nash's Tooth is available, so there's a huge spike of
Oh my
damage.
goodness.
No way that Destiny gets out alive here. Good stuff
Wow.
from Prismal, being able to zone him off, and that is Acadian falling up. But Darshan
All right.
saying, all right, bro, I'm about to push into the Nexus with this Rift Herald. I don't know if it will get the inhibitor turret.
This is my first look at the Diana tech. I'm sold. It's broken.
It's
I'm,
awesome.
I'm about
Yeah.
it, yeah. I've been trying to peddle a lot of junglers, but
Wait, it actually... Wow.
specifically, Black Cleaver, or Sunfire Aegis, Black Cleaver Kha'Zix, I think is good. With W max. You just keep him at bay, shred armor. It's not bad. This is better, though.
But how do you use the Sunfire Cape if you're never actually on top of it?
Well, because you can jump in, you're pretty tanky, as Darshan's getting chased down.
We'll have to discuss it later.
yeah.
I'm interested.
I think-
Prismal, oh, that's a lot of damage. Copy is pumping him out. Darshan throws
He's
out
thinking about
Vanguard's Edge, and he's thinking about looking for the resets here, but he needs to sustain back up. Weaver's Wall cuts off Array. Yeah. Array was thinking about it. It's like, please don't make me flash. Please don't make me flash. And he has to flash. Ryoma taking a lot of damage onto the back end. Cloud9 just poking at them, keeping them at bay as they are getting ready for the next dragon of the game.
C9 getting things a little bit more back under control, slowing down the game pace. I think for the side of C9, honestly, it is a game where seeing what this Diana can do, I think that C9 has to be careful about letting things go too late, because Talia will fall off, Udyr will fall off compared to the counterparts, as, oh my god. Man, Diana's clear speed is so gross.
Yeah, dude.
Holy cow. Acadian shredding through the jungle, as it is something that they will have to be slightly concerned about moving forward, this Diana.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of Nashor's Tooth Diana in the past, even when it was the proto build Zhonya's meta.
It synergizes really well with her kit.
Yeah, it's insanely good. But one of the things that always felt off about Nashor's on a full glass cannon Diana build is that if you have enough burst to just one-shot them, then you don't necessarily benefit from the attack speed, right?
Yeah.
And yet you can then maybe use it in split pushing and just take out turrets super fast, but it makes so much sense on a bruiser or tank build like this, because you're sustaining all the burst damage and you can actually just whittle them down through your Moonsilver procs.
C9 thinking about starting the Baron. Not going to be the case. As I mean, the funny part about Diana is the fact that I think... Oh, wait, hold on.
You said Diana, and they are already looking on to King. Gets the flash out, keeps him
Not
at bay
clean,
with
though.
the pulling. Concept taking half of his HP as Sacrifice tries to flash away,
Watch
but it's
Weaver's
into
wall.
the wall.
Oh,
but
Ryoma.
Ryoma comes in for second win, looking to play off of Concept as bait. They
Ryoma.
find King. That's a major damage dealer down from Cloud9, but they still have the pressure, and you still got Darshan on the right wing coming in for reinforcements. Vanguard's Edge lands on a 2. Blade surges onto the back line, takes out Array. Prismal still on the run. It's a teleport from Concept, a full HP bar, but he is mini, so he doesn't have the CC and Mega quite yet.
Wow. I mean, honestly, the way the Golden Guardians are fighting back in this game, I think Acadian really taking
Another
the
TP.
onus on himself to make something happen as another TP comes in. They're trying to chase down Darshan, who is on his own.
Blade surges over to Prismal, gets the stun out, gets another reset. Oh my goodness, no way that Darshan lives through this one, right? No way, right? They trade out on Acadian, but that prevents Golden Guardians from being able to look for a Baron play off of the next 2 kills here. Ryoma and Concept looking to clean up the remaining members of Cloud9. Copy on the run against Concept. Ryoma gunning down Shaded. Just another couple of procs here, but it's turret shots, it's too many! And Cloud9 are able to overlive it, overcome it. Concept now on the run, looking for the hop over the wall. Is going to get out alive, it seems like. Copy doesn't have access to Weaver's wall here. Shaden trying to run him down. If he cuts him off at this choke point, Array is here for reinforcements. We've been fighting for 1.5 minutes, Cubby. It has been so much action. This is the banger that I was waiting for.
I guess I cursed the game. I said it was over before 20 minutes, and Golden Guardians said, no, we're back.
Cubby, it's not a curse, it's a gift.
It's a blessing. I bless the game. You're welcome, Rafa and chat. As
God bless.
C9 might have to prog A here if they want to get out of this one. As I mean, honestly, Golden Guardians throwing this game out, it's still a 6k gold deficit. I like how their comp scales. Now, seeing how this Diana build works, I think Diana and Ryoma have the ability to survive the damage from C9. and pump out more damage over time. And if they are able to take down King, I think that's the big difference maker. You have to get on King and take him down. If King goes away in these fights, I think GG has a winning angle, even with this deficit. If King is not dealt with, he will shred Golden Guardian.
All the way, Vanguard's Edge clipping onto Concept in his many forms, so he is very squishy.
Darshan.
Huge pick for Cloud9. Numbers advantage now netted.
Raiden's walking over. He doesn't know Ryoma's here.
Pops the Nos. Ghost activated. Movement speed rehabilitated. Cloud9. No more Acadian, no more jungle. It's Baron time.
All right, I lied. Once TPs are down, flashes are down, GG didn't have any ways to make plays, any ways to cheat the tempo. C9, group up, clean up. They're going to take this Baron now. Smite is off the map. It's been the Darshan show here, Rafa. It's been a really impressive game from him.
And it's always nice to see as well.
We are still fighting.
Oh, man. They saw
No
Golden
prisoners.
Guardians trying to get something off the map in return for the obvious Baron play. They don't even get the turret. Oh, that's such a shame. Golden Guardians on the run. Array was already clipped. Prismal. And this catfish is going nowhere.
No pity prizes for the side of Golden Guardians.
Correct.
GG trying to play this one out. Honestly, making things messy, I feel like, is at least gotten them this far. It felt like they did something similar yesterday in their game 2, where they flipped the Baron. They tried to cross-map when it was Soul in that series, and that is a moment from GG that I think that they really failed to cross-map plays. It was a good sign from Team Liquid, and I mean, any team with Ryoma, Prismal, it always feels like they're going to try and fight their way out.
Yeah.
As Golden Guardians doing their damnedest this game, but Darshan's just way, way, way too big.
Yeah.
Putting up a filthy scoreline.
I will always have respect for a team that is proactively fighting back and looking for ways to get back into the game, even if it's very, very difficult and almost a near unwinnable state, because that just shows that you're always problem solving. But as you already called it out before, Darshan is so damn scary that he can just flash Vanguard's Edge in and push off Golden Guardians single-handedly. The rest of the Siege minions coming in, Weaver's Wall cutting off Golden Guardians so they can't even defend the turret and clear out the empowered minion waves. Knocking on the Nexus, knocking on this inhibitor. First one is going to fall. They can rotate their forces over to the mid lane. Concept is Mega for just 5 more seconds. Doesn't find an opportunity to look for the Mega form. Shaden taking a lot of damage on the right side. Darshan.
Ryoma.
Frontlining for the left side of this flank here. Ryoma looking for it. You said it. If he can nail King, they can look for this fight. But a beautiful tidal wave on Destiny. Bubble combo from Destiny. Ryoma now comes in for the flank, but it might just be too little too late. Cloud9 have eliminated 3, and Array and Prismal are the only members standing, and it's time for Cloud9 to clean up the KDA, pad those stats, baby, as they are taking it all the way to the finish line. Cloud9 will clean this series out 2-0.
Game 1, it was the Copy Show. Game 2, the Darshan Show, as C9 looking damn good. 2-0 against Golden Guardians, moving to 4-0 in our Week 5 Super Week. And C9, ever since this roster's gotten together, Rafa, 11-3. They are a team that believes they can compete for the top of the table, believes they can take Academy, believes they can win Proving Grounds. And the play they're showing, they're breezing through the teams we have in Academy, quite frankly.
I will say my expectations of Shaden are being met, but not in the way that I thought they were going to be. I am hoping for the day I get to cast and firsthand witness a Cloud9 game where Shaden is the one being given all the resources so I can see the hands at work.
Still is a treat.
Yeah, because I'm telling you guys, literally in my DMs throughout the entire month I was over in Singapore for Wild Rift, Kelby was just like, anytime I'm asking him about his life, it's just like, he finds a way to sneak Shaden in. So I'm just, he's hyped him up so much, it's just like, come on, man. But we'll get it eventually. As
honestly, what I knew was the best way to get Rafa back to NA League of Legends was just send him like an exciting rookie jungler. That's the real reason.
I do like
rookie jungler, mechanically talented. Come on, Rafa.
Yeah, I love hyping up native talent and giving LCS teams a reason to invest into the NA pipeline. So for more of that, we're going to be talking with one of the winning Cloud9 members. Of course, Kangas will be leading the interview in just a couple moments. We'll be back shortly.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, for our post-series interview. I have the victorious bot laner from Cloud9 Academy, King, joining us here to chat about their victory. And I don't know if you've been keeping track, but I know Cubby on the broadcast has. This team is 11-3 ever since getting the initial starting roster together, because, of course, he had some of those roster swaps earlier on in the split. So my first question for you, King, how have you felt about your play, your improvement since the rosters all come together?
Yeah, I think I've been playing a lot better this split. I think the time in LCS was really helpful for me, actually. Even though I went 0-3 in LCS, but I think the scrim practice actually made me a lot better compared to if I just only started scrimming in the academy. So I'm pretty happy with our progression, or my progression.
What was the biggest difference between kind of playing in LCS and then coming back to Academy? Did you notice a monumental change in any of the practice patterns or scrim?
It's more so the approach to the game. I mean, if you've watched C9 Academy last split, even the 2 splits before that, we played a very, very slow, we played much slower, right? We rarely contested Rift Herald. We really fought. We often played for 2 item spikes. I think this split, it's I've done like a 180. Like last year, I was the person first picking Seraphine and playing that side of the matchup, but now I'm playing against Seraphine. I don't care about versing it. I'd rather verse it than play it. So yeah, I think that's a big difference. I value having the ability to contest stuff early a lot more after playing the LCS scrims.
Well, speaking of champs that aren't always known for being played in the bot lane, I know that you have some very interesting Senna opinions. I was checking out your Twitter, and you had a pretty funny tweet about the comical pendulum of balance changes for Senna as a champion throughout the years. A little context of that, they keep changing how many soul or what your soul drop rate is when you're the one CSing minions. So for this next question, your prompt is that the balance team comes to you and says, King, we cannot figure out Senna for the life of us. It's too hard. You have to fix her. What do you change, and what do you keep the same?
I think I would make her only a support. That's what I'd do. I think ADC Senna it's I think I enjoy playing it a lot, but I think the way the champ should be is it should just stay a support, or make it very specifically fasting, because I think that's the only champ that can do that in the game, right?
Yeah, and then it almost feels like her and Pyke then fill these really niche role supports where they're physical damage carries that can, play if you're good enough at them. Okay, I like that. Cool. So would you just remove all the percentage soul drop rate from autoing minions? Just have that be 0% and try and compensate as a support elsewhere?
I think I would add a lot of AP ratios to her abilities right now, because I think I think she should be able to build Moonstone and stuff, or more supportive items, because some people do it, but I think making it stronger would be a lot more interesting than just the AD build right now.
All right. Well, we'll clip this. We'll send it as your application to the Riot Balance team.
Yes. Please, Riot, take me in.
Let us know if you hear back. Final prompt here, King. I noticed that you're a big hair guy, right? I've seen on Leaguepedia, you've had a lot of different hairstyles over the years, and I will say, as somebody who's exploring different hairstyle options for myself, I wanted to run a few things by you. So first off, we're gonna go through and rate your previous hairstyles, and let me know if you think they'd work for me. Okay, so out of 10. So this first one, you ready? This is MSI 2018 version of King. MSI 2018 King. Here, let me try and move it up a little higher up in the screen so you can see it better. There we go. How would you rate this out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd say this was out of all my haircuts, this is an 8 or 9. It's very similar to my current
8 or a 9? I like it. I like it. The glasses are looking.
It's just it's a bit shorter, but
yeah,
it's very similar to my current
side,
hair,
right?
and the color adds a solid 1 to 2 points. Yeah, I'll give this maybe a.
I agree.
8.5. And
so what's going on here then? What's going on here with OPL 2019 split? Okay, what's happening?
What happened was right after that last haircut, I shaved my head. And this abomination is the process of my hair coming back. Okay. And you'll see a very similar photo if you look at 2021 spring.
Well, no
Yeah.
spoilers. Let's move on first here to number 3, NA Academy 2020 Spring. I think this one's pretty good too. This one's kind of more like that first one.
That was it's a bit too long here, and it's like this was around 6 months after I bleached it, so the colors like you see, so there's a lot of black going back. There's a lot of regrowth. I don't like this one
Okay.
as much. I wanted to get a haircut
don't
before
like
this,
this
but I didn't
one.
have time. This is like a 7. I'll put this as a 7.
All
or
right,
6.
7. How about this? How about LCS Summer
Okay, yeah.
2021?
This is so what happened was at the end of 2020. Actually, no. At the end of 2020, yes. At the end of 2020, I shaved my head.
Okay.
And I was regrowing it. And in February, I got a haircut. And the way I get the same haircut every time. I shave the back and sides of my head, like you can see.
Okay. Oh, it's still
Like
shaved.
the-
Oh, wow,
it's
nice.
shaved, right?
All right.
And the hairdresser misheard me, and she just buzzed down the middle of my head. And this is the result of
So that's
that. I had
that's
to
how you end
regrow
up
my
with
hair.
this.
Yes,
That's the same
exactly.
thing that happened to me. We must have the
Mm.
same hairdresser. I don't know what to say, King. Well, okay. Final question. What one should I go with if I'm looking to change up the style?
Honestly, I think the last one would look pretty. You look pretty.
The last one.
You look pretty threatening with that type of hair. I'm not sure long hair would be good.
Okay.
You look like a.
All
you
right.
look like
All right.
like-
Just imagine that right here. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All right. I think that's the winner. Thank you, King. I really appreciate it. Congratulations
Thank you,
on your
thank
win.
you.
Best of luck going into tomorrow.
Alright.
All right. Now we'll bring back on our